Alright, video game warriors, welcome back to our Lies of P comprehensive walkthrough series. Hopefully you're doing alright. This is episode 15. Let's get cracking through. So we've got to work our way through this disruption place coming on up here. Through these doors. I don't think we've spoke to this merchant just yet, so just going to quickly chat to this dude, see what he's got for sale. We're going to pick up these armor pieces. We'll grab the normal weapon. So if you're going for all normal weapons in the game achievement, you're going to be wanting to grab this bad boy here. We'll get a few bits and bobs like shot puts, few acid canisters. That should do for now. And then we shall push on forward. So we're going to head on through here. There's lots and lots of disruption in this area. So we've got to be like super careful not to get disruption cast on us, which sometimes is a lot easier said than done. So let's check our armor and see if we can use anything to our advantage and get some, disruption resistance on and all that good stuff. Let's take a little look at what's going on here. So just going to check the defensive parts first before we jump on in. I'm pretty sure we might have some disruption resistance. So this one is disruption resistance is 170. That's 99. That's 155. So we'll probably go for this. We could also switch some other armor pieces, but it's like it puts us our carry weight up once again. And I think I'll just leave it at that for now. And we need to think about what types of attacks enemies will do in this area. I'm going to take a guess and say they're going to do strike. I could be wrong, but I'm going to put this liner on that resists against strike physical attacks, which should help us get through this area. We can also use a consumable which will help us resist disruption. These guys pack a massive punch, by the way, so you've got to be super careful. On that note, I'm going to play it a lot safer and back up here a little bit. At least our weapon does some insane damage at this point, so that's good. So these are the disruption crystals. You've got to be careful. You can see the disruption is already building up and we're not even really that close to it, to be totally fair. So what I'm going to do is whip out this, the sort of like brownish ampule. So this is resistance to disruption. I'm going to pop that bad boy on. Give these the old one too. What's quite interesting about those is that they actually give you some ergo as well, which is cool. So we can grab some ergo there. We do have the Hunter's Amulet equipped, which gives us additional ergo for defeating an enemy. Let's pick up this lore item here. Let's get cracking on through. As you can see, the disruption is everywhere in this area. You could also put the ampules onto your quick items if you fancied it. You could equip them to Pinocchio's belt, so if you wanted to use ampules to get rid of disruption, there is one that just takes it off completely. Ideally we probably should have put fire onto our special grindstone here, because acid is not really going to help us very much, to be totally honest, but I'm just going to whip out the old acid anyway and go for it. Once again, you've got to be quite careful of being overwhelmed in this area. There's lots of enemies sneaking about. We also have a dimensional butterfly coming on up. This could go very wrong because we could get knocked off the ledge, but we'll give it a bash. The butterfly might pop back somewhere else. Let's have a look. Perhaps not. We'll keep our eyes peeled for that. It might pop back again, but if not, we can always go back to the Stargazer. We'll go from there. Let's see if we can... No, I think that's gone for now, but we'll come back and check. We need to come back to this area a little bit later anyway, so it's all good. We'll just smash through that. Watch out for this enemy that's quite a beast. Don't forget with the two dragons swords you can do like the counter attack thing, which is sometimes really cool if you can pull that off. Not so much if you can't, like that. We're going to use Fable Arts here. Let's give them the odd one too. We're going to jump back and then hold R2 and go from there. So sometimes with the charged attack on this particular weapon, it's sometimes better to sort of like press R2 first, do like the little dance back first, and then do another charged R2 afterwards. In fact, I'll rephrase that in one sec. Let's just take him out. Not another charged R2. What I'm meaning to say is press R2 first, which is the jump back, then hold R2. So it's an R2 tap and then it's a charged R2, which is sometimes worth doing with this weapon, is what I'm trying to spit out here. Be careful of disruption. I'm going to bring him back to us. Disruption is still getting us from there, even though we're miles away, which is quite insane. Let's use another ampule. There we go. We should be able to get that without being disrupted. Fingers crossed. There we go. So in this section we can grab a shortcut. Let's go for that. There is a little section we can just get around the corner of this building as well, so we could also grab that. And then we could pop back for the dimensional butterfly and focus on that, see if we can grab it before it teleports away. With the purple butterflies, they sometimes like teleport away but then teleport to somewhere else that's quite close but not in the exact same spot as before, if that makes any sense whatsoever. Once again, you've got to be careful of the disruption on these enemies as well that literally carry it around with them, like the disruption aura. So take note of that area just up there. We are not going to go up there just yet, but we will need to for a side quest a little bit later. In the previous episode, or it might have been the one before that, I can't remember now, we picked up a boss weapon, which was the Frozen Feast. Just need to use grinder here. So we picked up a boss weapon, which was the Frozen Feast. It's like one specific weapon, one specific boss weapon that kind of like triggers a quest, which is the Frozen Feast. So we will be whipping it out a little bit later for a quest. I don't think there's anything over there, as far as I'm aware. No, I guess not. So yeah, we'll leave this area for now. We'll pop back this way and just grab an item on the way past. I think it's that one. The way to go is actually up there, but what I'll probably do while we are in this area, I just want to see what that purple butterfly has to offer. So let's go take a little look-ski. Make sure to let us know, Video Game Warriors, how you're getting on with Lies of P. Let me know in the comments how it's going. I'll be interested to hear. How's the boss fights been going and stuff so far? What's been the most difficult boss for you? Let us know in the comments. Would love to know. So what I'm going to do is pop another one of those ampules just for protection here. I forgot to change the thing to fire again. Really should do that. But we're just I'm gonna focus on this butterfly this time, and let's just see if we can bag it. There we go. So balance crank. Not the greatest reward in the world, but it's all good. I'll take it. Why not? So this is the way to go up here. There is quite a tricky enemy coming up in just a sec. We probably could do with fire abrasive. I don't think there's anything more down there, just the text on the wall. So this enemy coming on up is quite tough. They've got quite a lot of health and they're very, very aggressive. They're just inside this building, just down here. So pop this disruption crystal. Grab this item. And I might use Let's have a look what we're rocking. I might actually pop on Fire Abrasive. Oh, we've already got it. It's all good. We've almost got 3 Fable bars, so the idea here is we're going to use the Fable Arts attack and some charged attacks and some fire to hopefully make this a bit more straightforward. Let's see how we go. So build up the Fable. Ideally we want to set this guy on fire. Going to use the Fable Arts attack. There we go, that'll do for now. Need to play it safe here. Make sure we heal up. Once again, play it safe. Charged R2. That charged R2 does an insane amount of damage, which is nice. So I've got heavyweight frame. So this is another armor piece. This is what I mean about the game. It gives you obviously extra armor as you play through, which is really cool. Gives you a lot more physical defense, which I'm pretty sure that we just picked up. But obviously to be able to equip all this stuff, you need a decent carry weight to be able to equip it all. Otherwise, you know, you're screwed. So you can't really put it on. So that's kind of why I pop a decent amount of points into capacity. So I'll grab this. We've got quite a tricky boss coming on up in a sec. And we're probably going to need some consumables for that boss. I've just remembered I need to change the special grindstone to fire. That will help dramatically. Because like I mentioned before in the previous episode, you don't want to smash through your consumables too much, like your standard consumables. That's why the fire special grindstone is very useful. These guys have quite a lot of health. Managed to get the counter there. So, like I say, the charged attack with the charged R2 with the 2 dragon swords also acts as a counter attack. Which, like, if you can get really comfortable with that charged R2, this weapon becomes insanely powerful. Because not only does it, like, it sort of, you know, blocks the enemy's attack and pushes their attack away, but it also then lets you deliver a really powerful attack as well afterwards, which does insane damage. The guy's just leaning up against the wall there. Nice. So yeah, you do like insane damage with it, and it does a really high amount of stagger damage as well. So it's like, if you can sort of like get comfortable with that charged R2 counter, it's super powerful. Also, I haven't mentioned it yet, but you can actually cancel out of it. So if you just press circle, so charge R2 into this stance, and then if you actually don't want to go ahead and do the attack, you can just press circle and it just cancels it off. Press circle, then let go of R2. So yeah, that can come in useful sometimes. With these enemies as well, I've noticed that, like, if you attack them in the back, it seems to do more stagger damage, or at least I think it does anyway. Seems to. Need to be careful here. These guys are doing pretty big damage to us. So I used 3 Fable bars there. But with the 3 Fable bars usage that I just did there, I actually jumped backwards first and then forwards on the final 2 attacks in the combo. Because I jumped backwards to sort of like pull away from the enemy's attacks, get out of the way so it didn't interrupt us. Then I sort of like went forward with the final 2 attacks to do the damage. Like I say, we just did 2 attacks in his back, and it gets him into the staggerable state, which is pretty cool. I think next we need to like focus on sort of defense and health, because we're sort of like taking quite a high amount of damage, to be fair, in these attacks. So we need to, like, for example, we could whip on this extra defensive part, so it puts physical damage reduction up by 4.25. Actually, we have the carry weight for that. I thought it would take us over. And ideally we probably could do with these as well, but once again it puts us onto slightly heavy. So we'll leave that for now. There's something here and I can't remember what the way to go is. I think it's down first. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's down and we get a treasure chest. Just gonna take this guy out real quick. I think they explode, or at least, oh no, yeah, they try to explode. So yeah, we'll just grab all this stuff. There's quite an important item coming up in this treasure chest, so make sure to pop down here and grab this chest. I'm pretty sure this is something like a cryptic vessel, or it's a shop. Yeah, it's a shop expand thing. Let's grab that. And back up. The first time that I played Lies of P, I got like super stuck on this upcoming boss. Can't remember what it's called, but it's like the one that's got like does like crazy fast dagger attacks in a sec. Although I do have strategies to make it a lot easier nowadays. Careful. There we go. Okay, so we're going to pop this, and yeah, the boss is just around this corner. I think it's called like Walker of something. Or Illusions, Walker of Illusions, or something like that. I guess we'll find out. Anyway, this is a shortcut back to the Stargazer, and we probably should prep for this boss. So let's have a look around, see what we can do. So I don't think there's any quests at certain locations, so it's basically just back to Hotel Quartz. Let's have a look, see what's going off here. Also, Video Game Warriors, I've released my own video game on Steam. It's called Loki the Links 2D platformer collectathon. Please go check it out. I would be very grateful. You got to collect shiny coins and key cards and all that good stuff. Let me know if you do check out Loki the Links. Thank you so much. Alright, so let's do the usual. We're going to spam through the dialogue options like we normally do. Don't think there's any quest lines or anything that's knocking about, to be fair. Just standard bits and bobs here. I'm going to leave those amulets for now because I'm going to focus on leveling up. Keep that on there. Grind Legion Arm. We'll just keep it as it is. Although the acid could be quite useful against this boss. Drop into training room, stand still for a sec. Like we always do, get all the Fable bars back. How many quartz have we got? None. That's an upgrade weapon. I think there's also an achievement for upgrading a normal weapon to maximum. Just throwing that out there. So, you know, if you wanted to upgrade the rapier to +10, that will also bag you an achievement. So just keep that in mind. On that note, I think the key item that we just got.
Strange. It hurts so much.
Yeah, I think the key item that we just got here, it expands this guy's shop and it gives us access to some good stuff. So let's take a little gander. As you can see, you can buy abrasives from this shop, but they're like way more expensive, so I don't buy them from here. That's why I always go to Malum District. So you can buy a quartz, absolutely go for that. We can buy a cryptic vessel, so absolutely go for that as well. Full moonstone, so I think we'll grab one of those. And so these are upgrade special weapons to +3. What is our current weapon? +3. I just need to jog my memory because I cannot remember what it's called that we need to put it to plus. Oh, it's just full moonstone, isn't it? So we'll need 1, and then I think we need 2, if memory serves. Full moonstone of the Covenant. So I think we need 1 of them, and then I think we need 2 of them. Yes. So we'll get 1 for now and hang fire on 2 for now, unless we've got loads of Yeah, we'll hang fire on the other two for now, I think. Let's just check the NPCs, see what everyone's saying.
I heard what happened beneath until the everything placid in the underground. Every fine I heard them the collapse.
I got some extra dialogue there.
People have no thanks.
Nice. And Alidoro.
A great weapon called
No. So the Alidoro stuff, just to go over what we've got the Frozen Feast, we've got the Nameless One's amulet, and we've got the two dragon swords. Sword. So that's what we grabbed from Alidoro. I'm just going to upgrade this weapon while it's in my brain. And then we need to go to Geppetto, I believe, for some Quartz stuff. So upgrade +4. Yeah, so if we want to take it to +5, we then need 2 full moonstones, which are actually at the shop. We'll hang fire on that for now. We've also got the golden coins that are ready to be picked. Let's go pick those bad boys. And get some of the HP regen stones. Let me know in the comments if you are also rocking the same wish stones as me. I pretty much just go for this particular one here. Once again, try and have some gold coins on Pinocchio. Don't use all of them because we'll need some a little bit later. But yeah, I tend to just go for this one here, Recovery Wish Stone. Let me know in the comments if you go for anything different. Okay, so that is that. This upcoming boss, I think, is classed as... I'm not sure if it's classed as human or carcass. So humanity points are coming along now. Good stuff. Humanity points are building up. Pinocchio's nose is growing. Let's see if Geppetto's got anything to say. Cool, that's that. And let's check the old P organ, see how that's going. Oh, we also just picked up a cryptic vessel, didn't we? So I need to look at that as well. Guard regain is always useful. Fable slots always useful. I think we'll probably just go for like this standard Fable slot at the start here. Yeah, let's go for that. See what we can grab. So we've now got phase, is it phase 5 of the P organ, so we can do stagger duration. I think we got stagger duration earlier and enhance fate. I'm going to try and stack the stuff that we've already got, so I'm pretty sure we got increased stagger duration, if I remember correctly. Yeah, so we probably should stack that again. Well, let's just have a look to see what else is available. Increased pulse cell, which is probably the one to go for. I don't know if we get like reduce item prices too. So we've got reduce item prices 1. Auto charge legion is also super useful. For now, I think we're going to go for increase pulse cells. We'll go for that. We've only got 1 quartz, so we can't go too crazy here. So that'll do. And then we also need to pop to the shop, depending on how much ergo we've got. So for this boss, what I'll probably do is switch out Hunter's Amulet and whip on something different. So we could go for... Have a look. Might go for Technique Plus, or HP Regen would be useful. Got a pretty decent defensive part on there. That should be fine, I think. And then we just need like a bunch of throwable stuff, essentially. So we'll teleport to another cryptic vessel. I knew I was forgetting something already. So let's decipher cryptic vessel. What's this one again? So we've got like a little tunnel that we need to go check out. We may do soon. So we're going to head to Malum District, pick up some bits from the shop. Also, video game warriors, if you are enjoying this video series and you're enjoying this video, then please do give the video a like. You can also hype up videos now on YouTube, so you can like choose to hype so many videos per week. So please do hype this video. It may get the video out to new video game warriors. Thank you very much if you choose to do that. Okay, so once again, you kind of get the tactics for the boss fights if you've been watching up to this point. So we basically just throw a bunch of stuff. Might use a couple of the ergo thingies to get some points. I'm not sure if this is classed as human or carcass, to be totally fair. It might be classed as human. So we're just going to get a bunch of throwables anyway, because it's just going to help smash the boss down. So I'm just going to get... we've gone for, like, you know, 7 fire, 7 electric and 7 acid. We could potentially get some shot puts. I think that should do for now. I don't want to use like too many of these because I like to keep them in case I need certain things. I should do. So we've got the usual setup here, and I think we'll go for perhaps fire. We'll just go for the fire on the special and go for that. So basically with this boss, it can go a little bit crazy. It can potentially, if you're fast, you can stop the boss from kind of like splitting into 2. So is that the collapse street? Is that one, I think? Yeah, so basically this boss can kind of like split into 2, which makes it really tricky if that happens. You can technically defeat the boss without that happening if you're fast and you do enough damage. What I'm going to try and do is keep the boss like on fire, or you know, keep the boss kind of like with electric on them, or keep the boss with like acid cast on them, or just some kind of like debuff of some kind. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. And like I say, throwables and consumables and stuff are your friend in boss fights. But if you're not comfortable with the boss and you've not fought the boss many times yet, then go fight the boss like 10 times with the intention of losing. I'm actually going to reset that because I want the health back. I think sometimes you can get past that guy without him aggroing. Sometimes he aggroes and follows you to the boss, which is a nightmare. But yeah, fight the boss a few times to get comfortable, like with the intention of losing the boss fight. And don't use your consumables and throwables in the first like 10 times. And then when you're a bit more confident and you're a bit more comfortable with the boss, then use the consumables when you're confident with the moves. There we go. Yeah, so when you're a bit more comfortable with the moves, then use the consumables, which should help. All right, let's give it a blast. Throwables here for the win. So that's the fire has been cast. Ideally, I want fire to be on the weapon as well. I think we'll use the cube for safe measure. And we need to pulse that up. We can use the Fable Arts attack. She has split into 2, that's fine. Use fire to finish that one off. Throwables. Acid here. I'm trying to ideally apply acid if possible. Yeah, there we go. Stance break. Charge R2. There we go. Cool. Nice. Just kind of like stuck in the corner there. What is going on? Brilliant. I don't think that could have ended any better if we tried. Fantastic. So yeah, if you have any questions and stuff about that boss, then feel free to ask in the comments. But like I say, like fire and I think fire and acid are your friends there on that one. And when the boss did split into two, I used throwables to kind of like finish off the ad. So, you know, you don't want to get yourself like trapped in the middle of both of them, because otherwise you're going to have a really bad time. So just try and like, whichever one's got the least amount of health at the time, try and just focus on that, and then just smash it with throwables and consumables, stuff like that. But yeah, like I say, just let me know in the comments if you got any questions or queries and stuff about that one. So, just trying to remember what's coming up. I think we've got a riddle coming up as well, like one of the King of Riddles. Riddles. And we have a boss fight as well. So, let's head on through here. Make sure to be dropping back to the hotel from time to time, like we have been doing in this walkthrough series. Especially talk to Antonia, because she gives you a gesture, which I believe we got in the last episode. It's one where she's kind of like, she's just sort of happy and pops you a gesture. This riddle is ergo on this one. The answer is ergo, so I'm going to choose ergo. There we go. The Trinity key. I'm just trying to remember if there's a Trinity door that we haven't yet opened, and I think there is. There's one. We walked past it, I think, at Quartz Central Station. So we need to look out for that. We're going to use one of these ampules to resist the disruption. Should make things a little bit easier for us. I'm going to try and focus on this without getting disrupted. There we go. That is that. Puppet string. I was trying to do that attack, but didn't work out too well. Nice one. Be careful when you stance break these guys. They like to do this crazy little dance before they actually go into the stance broken state. So yeah, just watch out for that, because they like to whip out the tentacles everywhere. Gotta be careful. Gotta be careful. Nice one. So we'll grab all these bits and bobs. We have a boss coming on up as well. I think this area is just kind of like bonus area at this point. I don't think there's anything like actually in terms of main story down here. It's just like bonus stuff. We are going to be building towards a ergo farming place as well. So what my intention is before we drop into the DLC, I want us to unlock like an ergo farming section, because the DLC is quite rough, and if you get stuck, I want us to then have the ability to go back and do ergo farming if you need to like grind out levels and stuff. Okay, so boss fight coming up. I'm just trying to think what we need for this. That should be fine, I think. I mean, this has got decay resistance. I think ideally that would be a better decay resistance, but it puts us to 63%, and I don't really want to have that at the minute. Strike attacks, I think, I'm trying to remember what this boss wields in terms of its weapon. Strike should probably be okay. Other than that, I think those should be kind of okay. We probably could do with a few more throwable fires, but it's all good. We should just roll with it. Should be fine. I've got a decent amount of fire abrasives. In fact, I've changed my mind.
The Stargazer isn't you know?
Oh no, we can't actually teleport back. I was going to go get some more fire throwables.
The Stargazer isn't transmitting.
No. We are blocked from fast travel. That's fine. I was going to get some more fire throwables to make it a little bit easier, but we are blocked. Cancelled from fast traveling, so we're just going to go in for it as we are. That's all good. I'll rely more on the fire abrasives as opposed to the throwables then in that scenario. Let's go for it. Like I always say, video game warriors, before a boss fight you can always grind levels. If you're stuck, grind levels. If you want to, you can drop the difficulty down to a lower difficulty in the settings. You know, there's no drawbacks to doing that at all, apart from perhaps a bruised ego. But you know, do what you got to do on these bosses. So yeah, let's rock and roll. We're gonna flame on first of all. In fact, I'll save the fire until a little bit later, I think. I don't think acid is going to be too much use for us, but lightning, electric might be a bit better. I'm just going to pop a few electrics. Yeah, so we've put electric on him. We'll keep that on for now. We could cube up. Just pack quite a punch, so you got to be careful. Gonna go for the puppet. I cannot see what's going on. I think we got cancelled out of that, but I could not see a thing. Wild. Try again. He's on fire. That's good stuff. I'll use a Fable attack. We have got decay on us, so you just need to be careful of that. Charged R2. Oh, we get ads in here as well. So I'll take those ads out. What to do? You could use throwables here to finish them off. So let's pull cell up. I'm just going to use throwables if you want to. They all do pretty decent damage. I don't think the lightning ones probably won't do that much damage. But yeah, there we go. That'll do. Nice. Not sure if we get a Stargazer. A full Moonstone. Nice. And a Quartz. I've got 27,000 ergo as well at this point, so probably could do with blasting through some of that.
So what's happening now? Let's get back to the hotel.
So yeah, at this point we just head back to the hotel. I don't think there's any items and stuff as far as I'm aware, but I could be wrong. It's been a while since I've looked around these parts. And yeah, once again with boss fights and stuff, video game warriors, please let me know if you have any questions and stuff. Let me know how it's going for you. Let me know what build you're using, or if you are stuck with a specific part, then let me know like what specific attack it might be, or you know what specific thing about the boss fight you might be struggling with. Feel free to let me know. Just gonna have a quick gander to make sure that there's nothing that we're missing. But yeah, hopefully you're enjoying this Lies of P series so far. If you've made it this far in the series, then thank you so much. You know, we're quite deep into the Lies of P series so far. And there's a fair amount of episodes to go, because like the base game and the DLC is quite large. So obviously there will be quite a hefty amount of hours of gameplay here. Let's have a look, Ski. I think we're just going to skip through this. Go to the second floor. Cool. So that's that. We're just going to pop up to second floor. I'm just going to, while I'm here, I'm just going to get the Fable back, so I just do it out of habit at this point. But yeah, hopefully you're enjoying this this video and this video series and stuff. video game warriors. Please do like share the videos and stuff with people if you think they'll be helpful to people or useful to people. I'd massively appreciate it. Thank you so much if you do. You know, like the video if the video is helping you out, or
I'm sorry.
comment down below. Let me know how things are going.
Joe has been kidnapped.
You are here. It's good when you came in.
Right, so at this part you can get some bonus, you can talk to all the NPCs and get some dialogue if you want to. Let's go through that.
I never.
And here as well. And then I think we get an emote or gesture.
I certainly.
Talk to Antonia. So Hotel Quartz has been attacked.
Apparently,
Yeah, we just got a gesture which is anger.
apparently I must be careful.
So that's that.
Apparently I must be careful.
And Antonia stays there now. I think we got a quartz, didn't we? So I'm just gonna pop in this quartz real quick while we are here, because it also gets us an extra fable bar. So let's take a look what we can do. Auto charge legion is super useful. I think there's also one that's something like auto charge pulse cell when discharged. That's also crazily useful as well. So we're going to go auto charge legion for now, and that gets us an extra fable slot. Nice one. So we can you know, pump out more damage with the fable attacks, and the fable attacks are like ridiculously powerful, so definitely be popping those as you play through. So let's just talk to all NPCs as per usual. I think this is where we get access to the DLC. We do, so we get this key item and DLC notification, so we can do the DLC at this point. However, we're not going to dive into it just yet. Like I say, I want to unlock some stuff first. So let's have a look what we can grab.
Thank you for a sure lead. Looks like I must.
I'm just going to exhaust all NPC dialogue. You know the drill by now.
I always welcome.
I'll do. I'm going to go in here again because we've now got an extra fable slot, so I want to have that filled.
You are here. It's good when you came in. Alidoro, what if he does? I just want safety.
I think there's a quest that might pop up at some point soon. You could pop the rapier to +10 if you fancied it, if you wanted to get a achievement. You know, pop the rapier to +10. I've already got the achievements, or at least most of them. So yeah, you could, if you wanted to bag that, you'd get the achievement pop up. Full moonstone, we need 2 of those. We'll leave that for now. Oh, we've got quite a lot of ergo actually, so I think what we'll do is we'll grab the upgrade materials. Good purchase. We'll grab yeah, 2 of those. I should do for now. Just checking how much fable we got. We've got 21 and 18. That should keep us ticking for a while, so it's all good. Just check all the other bits and bobs. I think we can play this, perform at a certain scale, so let's do that. I'm going to skip through that. That basically is like the main storyline, which is go down there. We also have that cryptic vessel to do. Need to make sure that I don't forget about that. We've picked up the upgrade pieces for the sword, so let's whip them in. There we go, so you'll get another achievement now because the sword is +5. So in case you weren't aware, normal weapons can go to +10 as a maximum, and then special weapons can go to +5 as a maximum. So the 2 dragon sword is classed as special weapon, so it will only go to +5. Rapier is classed as normal weapon, so it will go to +10. So that's kind of how that works. So that is that. I'm just trying to brain scan any quests or anything that might be doable. So DLC is accessed there. We'll leave that for now. We can also hand in an extra thing here, but we'll leave that for now as well, because we can get another gesture and hand that into the NPC. So, as far as I know, we are wrapped up for now, so we can head this way. Head down here. Also, Video Game Warriors, I have released my own merch, some Video Game Warrior merch, Video Game Warrior t-shirts and mugs. I'm actually rocking one right now, which is Hesitation is Defeat t-shirt, like a samurai on it. So yeah, check out the merch store, grab yourself some Video Game Warrior merch today. Other than that, we have another section to take on. I think what we'll do for now, Video Game Warriors, is wrap up this episode here. Pop the video a like if it has helped you out. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.